He got problems, she got problems. Only I got 411 problems. Hey, hi, what's up, y'all? Welcome and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to a new story time. And welcome to the College Jock. Welcome back to the Central Secrets playlist. Now, as I told y'all, well, as I have said, do not judge this playlist, but y'all judge women anyway. Women can be fully clothed, bring something to the table, has been a virgin and only been with one man, and y'all still gonna judge her and dog her. Y'all just hate women at this point. So at this point, me saying don't judge the series, you're gonna judge it anyway. You're gonna have something to say because that's just the way that y'all were raised to. Y'all were raised to hate women and don't even realize it. Most of the time, it's just a joke. It's just a joke. The whole time you've just been conditioned and brainwashed into hating us. Don't even realize it. The whole time you around here with community dick fully clothed. I meant peen. Anyway, let's get into it. So this is during the time when I'm getting the lay of the land of college. And this story time, you meet Rochelle. Yeah, Rochelle. So you meet Rochelle, and I told you Rochelle was very prevalent in the next story. Well, in that story, but also in the next story because Rochelle took me up under her wing. She was more like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be her older sister. So this is that story. So anyway, so I'm getting the lay of the land, and I am attending, like I said, the university in Durham. This is during the summertime. I'm not even enrolled in classes, nothing. I'm registered to attend school in the fall. I'm there during the summer so I can get the lay of the land and make a little money, which I'm doing. Like, I'm meeting new people, I'm working, I'm having a time, and a time was had. I'm having a time, and a time was had. So, but I'm also getting like, what's the word? Advice. I'm also getting advice from people of who to mess with, who not to mess with, who to stay away from. And I'm just convinced that we are attracted to the things that are bad for us. There's just something about us that is attracted to something that's bad for us. Like we just gotta get a spin on the merry-go-round for something that's bad for us. I don't know. It's just we can see it. Red flag right there. And we be like, no, it's okay. It's okay. But yeah, so anyway, there's this one dude. Let me back up a little bit. When it came down to dating, I was, of course, fresh meat. And so I was saying I'm getting the lay of the land. So, of course, there are things going on around about me because I will be a freshman. So the lay of the land still, there's still dudes there, you know what I'm saying, that's trying to try me. But as I told y'all, what did I name them? And I don't remember. I don't remember what I named them. Because I know they're in the college experience. What did I name them? I think I just named them GP. Do I want to get him the name? Anyway, so I'm hanging out because I can't remember what I named them. But anyway, I'm hanging out with Cavalier and Brownie and also another group of people. Now, don't get me wrong, there are, because as I told you, like I was very cool with a lot of sororities and a lot of fraternities, but mostly fraternities. I'm mostly cool with men. I'm mostly cool with men. And a lot of times, like the men are trying to tell me, you know what I'm saying, once we get a certain rapport, they're trying to tell me like who to stay away from, who to date, give me to play the game. It's like there's dudes who tell me what it is, you know, like how y'all was hating on Steve Harvey because he was like, act like a lady, think like a man. Child. None of that ish work, child. None of that. People don't really want to be in love for real, y'all. People just don't want to be by themselves. And people want to control people. Like people want to play the game. People don't want to be in love for real. Because when you in like when you treat people well and like they so used to being treated like ish, and you start treating them well, they look at you crazy. It's like you become like this person who got a hidden agenda. And it's all across the board. I don't even, and it's not even just in love. It's like at work. It's like at work, you could be just doing your stuff, minding your business, and they're gonna make it hard for you because you're a black girl. Anyway. So I had people to tell me like who to stay away from, who was what do you call it? Who was community peen, who's just trying to get, you know what I'm saying, just to be another notch in the belt. Like there were people who was warning me about certain things. So it was like, this who you stay away from, this definitely stay away from this person. Definitely don't go over there. Oh, this person. And so it was too many people who they were telling me to stay away from. And both of them played sports. But the one particular one that was walking around before I knew I had already set my eyes on him, before I found out he was one of the people to stay away from. And that was the college Jock. And he played football. So he was rather nice looking to the eye, baby. When I tell you, he was rather nice looking to the eye. Nice body, medium height, golden tan, caramel skin, nice haircut, pretty teeth, nice smile. Oh, just muscles everywhere. Just, face everywhere, like, you know, the face where you are attractive but not, it's like it's not too attractive, you're not too pretty, but you are pretty, in the soft fine hair that curled up. It may have been a texturizer at the time, you know, I couldn't tell. It wasn't a texturizer because it was, you know, it was that soft fine hair, but he was a little chocolatey, like he was caramel. He was the little smidgen tall, you know, I mean, darker than me, but a caramel to it, like a nice tan, like a golden sun-kissed brown. Like it was just beautiful. And I had seen him before I got the warning, like, yeah, you stay away from him. Stay away from him. But once there was a conversation in the group, because I started asking and describing, and then I knew his name, and I was like, what about the college Jock? What about the Jock? And they was like, oh no, absolutely, that's who he's telling you to stay away from. That's who he's telling you to stay away from. Stay away from him and stay away from the other dude. And I was like, oh man. Huh? And it was like, oh, you already gone. You already gone. Which I was. And he hadn't said nothing to me, but to me, it was more of like a challenge. So let me make it make sense for y'all. When you have been sexually assaulted, especially as a child, you are looking to somewhat, some way, somehow take your power back. In some ways, I won't say like to hurt other people, but it's more of asserting dominance in other people. So for me, it was, if I can control the situation when it comes down to a man, I felt like I was taking my power back. If that makes sense. If I control the situation, instead of them coming after me and then playing me, like not really being interested in me when it came down to, I really want to get to know you, I just want to hit. You know what I'm saying? So instead of me waiting for them coming up to me and I just want to get to know you, front type deal, but you really just want to hit, I would, oh, I'm just going to hit so we can forget all the playing stuff. And I feel like I'm in control. Unhealed. As I told y'all, again, in this experience, in the college experience, in this playlist, unhealed. In the last story time, I told y'all, YOLO, don't care. I don't care what happened. Take me out. I could go see Jesus, go see the devil, come back. I don't care. Let's do it. Whatever happens, happens. Because at this point in time, I don't feel like God care about me anyway. So if God don't care about me, why should I care about myself? So I was like, all right. And so they, you know, they was like, we telling you, like, leave it alone, leave it alone, leave it alone, don't do it, don't do it. I was like, all right. So this one particular day, I I think I'm just gonna call him Brownie's boyfriend. Or do I want to say BB? Short for Brownie's boyfriend. Let's do that. BB, which is Brownie's boyfriend, we were sitting like in the foyer, like just sitting there. So one day he was like, I don't never see you talking to nobody. Who you interested in? Because at one particular time before BB was talking to Brownie, because him and Brownie were talking on the low, he was trying to get me. And I was like, I ain't interested, which I wasn't. I wasn't interested in him at all. So he was like, who you interested in? Who you want to talk to? Who you got your eye on? And so he was like, because you won't give me a chance. Now, one thing I will say, men will definitely bring that up. If they still talk to you, associate with you, or whatever, they will bring up that you didn't want to give me a chance. You don't want to give me a chance. And they're sitting back waiting for something to happen to you for you to get hurt because you didn't want to give them a chance. And that's the whole reason. And one of the personality things that I caught with you is you really didn't want a chance. I'm a notch in your belt. You didn't want a chance, because if you really wanted a chance, you wouldn't want me to get hurt regardless of me not choosing you. And that's what a lot of men fail to realize. It's like you would rather sit back and see somebody be hurt. And then it's like, oh, because I see it all the time. It was like, oh, you shout out to the women who chose the wrong men. You wouldn't want to give me a chance. That's why she didn't want to give you a chance. She noticed that. And I tell a lot of men all the time, if she go through your profile, and if you're constantly joking on women, that's a red flag. That's a red flag. Anyway. And so he was like, you didn't want to talk to me. You didn't want to talk to me. So who you interested in? Who you interested in? I was like, well, nobody really. And I was like, because the person who I was interested in, I said I was interested in Jock, but they told me to stay away from him. He was like, oh my God, yes. Please stay away from him. Please stay away from him. Not gonna front. Brother is decked out, look good. At this point in time, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're coming fresh off Ebony and Jet magazine. That was the place where we could go and look and see us. Everywhere else, you saw white people. You did not see us. There was barely even a token DUI hire, as they call it. Affirmative action type situation. Barely. We knew if there was a black person in the movie, the black person was dying first. Because it was, we got the black token is what we used to call it. We got the black token in the movie. So we fulfilled affirmative action, DEI, etc. And killed them first. Right. So we knew, quick, fast, and a hurry. Oh, well, when you see a black person, well, that brother ain't gonna last now. Well, sister, it was good seeing you, girl. You made your little screen debut, but you're not gonna last long. Anyway, so yeah, so he was like, brother is he is Ebony Jet man of the beauty, handsome man of the week. He muscled down. He played football. He dumb as a doorknob. And when he said it, I was like, what? He was like, have you heard Buddy talk? Have you even said anything to him? I said, no. I said, I saw him a couple of times. Like, we spoke in passing. And when I said, somebody else asked me this question, like, who I'm interested in. When I said him, they was like, no. And they said they were already explaining, like, describing him before I told them who I was interested in and telling me to stay away from him. And I was like, and they told me to stay away from this other dude too. And I was like, so once I mentioned him, they was like, that's who we talking about. They was like, stay away from him. He was like, I totally agree. He was like, you're on a college campus. He's extremely attractive. He can get any woman he want. I'm telling you, stay away from him. But to me, it's like more. To me, it was like, that made him like the shiny new toy. And I was like, why is everybody saying stay away from him? Why is everybody saying stay away from him? To me, that was like, he was like the shiny new toy. It's more tempting. It's more tempting for me now. And so I was like, all right. And so I was like, I'm not, I'm not going to say nothing. I'm not going to, I'm just going to leave it alone. But in my mind, I was like, but if he say something to me, I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it. So this one particular day, me and Rochelle, like I used to go to Rochelle's room and hang out with Rochelle because Rochelle was like, come hang out with me. Like, come hang out with me. You don't have to be back here with the boys all the time. Cause most of the time, like if I wasn't sitting at the front desk with somebody that was part of Gamer's crew, I would be in his apartment watching them play video games. Cause I was no longer at Andrea because I didn't feel comfortable with Andrea because Andrea had her man. So it was like we was at I was at Gamers because my best friend was gone, long gone. She had been deployed and everything. She was going on a new lifestyle. Everything had changed because that was the reason why she came to see me, because she knew once she went into the military, we didn't know we was gonna see each other. And that's literally how things change. So when you are crying at your high school graduation, you and your best friends, all of that stuff makes sense because it changes. It does. It changes. That doesn't mean that you still can't be friends, you still can't keep in touch, but life happens. You're no longer kids. You're adults now. And it's like you're gonna have to, all these other things are going to take precedence over your friendship. Cause it's not high school anymore. It's college, or I'm into this, or I gotta do this, or I gotta make this happen. Because it's not easy out there. It's not easy. It's not easy. So anyway. So remember, like I told y'all, Rochelle was very prevalent in this story. So I'm hanging out with Rochelle this one particular day. I'm hanging out with Rochelle, and Rochelle, she was either Jamaican or West Indian, and I know how y'all are very specific about, I'm a Trini. You know how y'all do, like y'all very specific about the different ones, and our white people see is. But nothing wrong with repping who you are. I'm just saying how y'all treat each other and how y'all try to separate each other, especially us, with, the Americans, the African Americans, like we chose to be here. Like they nothing. Anyway, but I can't remember if she was Jamaican or West Indian or Trinidadian. I can't remember. I know she's in one of them. Because she was very strict about who she dated and how her parents, because you know how y'all parents are, even you the Africans, how y'all are very, very strict about, oh no, you gotta be married. Oh no, you can't be touched. Oh no, that reps that's who you are, your value as a woman. And every time I look, and especially in the braid shops, and I go in there and see these married women be miserable and beat down and got all these kids, and you got to figure it out how to work braid and watch all these kids, and they don't want to come get the same kids that they done balled you down with. But you married though. Anyway, she was very particular about relationship status when it came down to that. So she was asking and living vicariously through me because we were having this conversation. And so she was like, so yeah, did you find anybody you want to date? Because I was like, girl, I don't see you dating nobody, because she kept asking me about dating. And I was like, I don't see you dating nobody. What why are you always asking me about dating? And so she was like, well, my dad, he would kill me if he find out like I'm dating and not really focusing on school, because they pay so much money to make sure I'm in school. And I was like, okay. And I was like, but what I got to do with you dating? Because you can date and still have good grades. So I'm a little confused. And so she was like, no, like I have to finish school first before I can date. Rochelle had been there already a good year. Maybe she was in her second year. So that means you over 19. But if your parents paying for it, I get it. Your parents paying for it. And a lot of times, y'all parents don't listen to the kids anyway. And what you want to do, how you want to do it. Most of the time, y'all be telling them kids, go be a doctor, because you be thinking about how much money you can get from them, instead of listening to them, and they not even happy, and they, almost tearing themselves inside out to try to keep certain grades and something they're not interested in. But anyway, yeah, so I was like, girl, they don't have nothing to do with anything. And I was like, the person that I was interested in they told me to stay away from him. I said, so I'm staying away from him. Like, I'm really kind of chilling anyway. And I was really focusing on getting the lay of the land. I was like, I'm really just enjoying myself looking at everybody else stuff, because most of the time I knew everybody else's business, as I do now. And I was like, just looking at everybody else, watching everybody else live life and going to parties and kickbacks. I was cool with that. Like, I really didn't have a problem doing that. Like, stuff had started getting to the point where we're like in the middle of summer. So it's like right there at the peak, where when you first get there and you first doing something in the lay of the land, like everybody partying, everybody having a good time. And then it's like the peak where everybody kind of settling down, making sure they grade straight, because we get to the end, and then fall quarter, it start all over again with the parties and new stuff, because you got new people coming in. So for me, that was the whole point of me getting a head start, right? So I was like, yeah, I'm not really dating anybody. So she was like, well, who did they tell you to stay away from? And I was like, Jock. And so she was like, oh, she was like, yes, he's a very pretty man. When I tell y'all, very, very pretty man. Oh, you would think before AI, he was AI walking. He was perfect. Perfect. Everything, like just the right measurements, not too short, not too tall. The muscles wasn't too bulky, because you can get a man like that's muscular and he got muscles and you can see the muscles defined, and then you got the real bulky, the one who walk like this and it's too much. But then he just right, skin color just right, just right. And how he walked around, you would think like he had brains too, but dudes already put me on that he was dumb as a doorknob. And after BB had told me that, I asked, and it was like, yeah, he been here for a while. It's almost like he's a what do you call it, professional college student, because you want the dream to go to the NFL. And I was like, oh, and it's like, but you've been hit so many times in the head, you don't even realize like you got to pass your classes in order to get to the NFL. Like, they don't just look at how good you are, they look at your classes too. And I was like, oh, gotcha. Because I was like, well, you had to get here. You had to have at least a C average to get here, because you had to have at least a C average to play sports in high school. So you had to have some kind of situation going. But me being in high school and realizing and looking back, like, if you're really good in sports, they're going to maneuver to find a way. They're not going to make you do your work. They're going to make sure you have a tutor and have somebody to do your work for you. Because listening to some of those athletes who was really good read, and I'm talking about in my school, it's like, oh, they really was paying somebody else to do the work. I digress. Anyway, which is why you see those storylines when y'all watching like the movies, and the real smart girl falling in love with the jock who can play football and who's not very bright, because they push them through, because you're very good at sports, and the more attention you bring to the school, the more money that is for the school. So we're gonna pay somebody to do their work for you. That's kind of switched up, because girls now, you can't be no dumb dude. It's like, you can't be dumb. Now come on. But at this point in time, we're a little lenient. Anyway. So yeah, so I'm telling her like what people are telling me. So she was like, oh my God, like him? He's him? He's not smart. And I was like, nope, not at all. She was like, he's so beautiful. And I was like, girl, yes, which he was. You know how y'all be drooling over a certain girl, and you be like, oh my gosh, she's so beautiful. And then you find out, let's just say she don't take care of herself and she stink. So, or the rumor mill, like y'all see Beyonce, and the rumor mill is like when you walk up to her and she do speak to you, her breast stink. Street committee, rumor mill. That rumor mill is like, oh, she's so pretty, she's so beautiful. I can't wait to meet Beyonce. And then when she talks to you, her breast stink. You know what I'm saying? One of them girls be like, beautiful as I'll get out. And then when she talks, she's like, oh. You like, oh, halitosis on your. Anyway. So yeah, so I was like, girl, yeah. And I was like, so, but they told me to stay away from him. So, yeah, like I'm really just, you know, enjoying the last little couple of weeks that we have left for summer. And so she was like, oh, okay. She was like, I think you should approach him. Why would you wait for him to approach you? And I was like, well, if he approached me, that means he interested. If not, I don't know. And I was like, they told me to stay away from him, so I'm gonna leave it alone. I was like, but if he approached me, it'll be a different story. Now, mind you, just like you want God to hear your prayers, them bad spirits hear your stuff too. And they gonna test you just like anything else. It's like you don't even have to put it out in the atmosphere. They hear your stuff too. So it's like, well, I'm gonna test you just to see if you for real, if you gonna be strong enough to stay away from it, or if you gonna fall into my little trap that I got over here. So lo and behold, after I leave her room and after we had a conversation, we end up passing each other. And so he was like, how you doing? And I was like, any other times that he had passed me, it's just more like, like the little awkward, how we do white people too. Like the little awkward smile. Or the little nod type situation. Like, yeah, we see you and then we go on about our business type situation. Yeah, and keep moving. So it's like in passing, even though I see you, they already told me to stay away from you. It's like, oh, okay, like, hey, how like a little nod or the little fake smile and you go on. This particular time, he was like, how you doing? How you doing? And so he was like, I see you around here all the time. He was like, what's your name? Mind you, like every time that I've told myself to stay away from a dude, because I know it's going to be, I won't say toxic, but I know it's going to be something that's going to be hard to get out of, because it's going to be a certain explosive type situation to where we connect. It has always happened that way. And so I knew what I wanted to do, and it wasn't good for me. Even with the warnings, but I knew, because in my mind, I'm thinking I'm in control, right? And I'm trying to get my power back. So I wanted to anyway, just like dudes look at it and be like, I want that notch in my belt. So do females, honey. We just gonna see sometimes if you gonna go. And some females, we want to see if they can get you to fall in love with them and don't really like you. They just want to see if they can get you. Because talk all that ish. Gotcha. And fell in love. Put all your little gangster stuff down. Fell in love. Gotcha. Treating you like crap, and you're taking it. It's not funny, but the reason why I laugh at it is because y'all have people who really do care about y'all and tell y'all like, hey, don't do it. Don't go for that girl. Just like we have dudes to be like, don't do it. But y'all do it anyway, and then be trying to tell the other girl who telling you like it ain't good, this is what it is, and y'all be like, oh, you jealous, you want to be my girl, and then you be right here and your blood pressure be anyway. So in my mind, it was like, I said, if he said something to me, I'm gonna try it. Forget what everybody else saying, I'm gonna try it. So I was like, I'm Angel. And he was like, yeah, like I see you around here all the time. He was like, but you never say anything to me. Like, did I do something to you? And to me, it was like, oh, this is introduction. Now, mind you, when he started talking, it was like, the voice don't match the face. The voice don't match the face. And as I told y'all, we commercialize stuff, we fantasize stuff. So you think like, when this man started talking, his voice is gonna match. It's like, that's not what I expected to hear from you. That's not the voice I expected to hear. You know how some people, you look at some people and you be like, oh, your voice match. And you can listen to a person talk all day, you know what I'm saying? Like it just flows. But him, it was like, that don't match. Like, oh, what's the movie? If you ever watched Grown Ups, and remember the dude who was he was at the pool and they was watching him and he was posing and he had all his muscles. And when he was walked over, he was like, I'm from what did he say? Saskatchewan, something, but it was a high pitched voice, and they bust out laughing because it was like you got all these muscles, and then you got all this high pitched voice. You probably was juicing. Anyway, so yeah, so it was like that don't match. That don't match. Which gave me the inkling like you're juicing. You're juicing. Or you're using some kind of enhancement to perform in football. And so I was like, so that kind of took the meter down a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It was like, at first he was up here because it was perfect. And then he started talking and it was like, And so I was like, no, I don't even know you. He was like, exactly. He was like, don't you want to get to know me? And I was like, yeah, that's cool. I was like, I get to know you. And I was like, what's your name? And so he was like, Jock. My name is Jock. And I was like, oh, okay, nice to meet you, Jock. I already knew your name, knew everything about you or whatever, but I'm going to let you introduce yourself and give me, like the display and see if what people saying is true, because that could be a possibility. Two things could be true at one time. It could be like, you know what I'm saying, like people laying it on thick about you, and they just want people to stay away from you because it's some hating type ish, because I've been through that, or it was true. So I was like, oh, okay, yeah, like nice to meet you. And so he was like, yeah, you should come hang out with me. Sometime you get some free time, you should come hang out with me. And I was like, all right. And so he was like, for real? And I was like, yeah, all right. And so he was like, well, I'm free. I'm free. Like Tuesday. You want to hang out Tuesday? Like Tuesday around like 1:00. And I was like, yeah, that's cool. And so he was like, you'll be available? And I was like, yeah, that's cool. Like me, I'm peeping it like, dang, you got time, place, and everything. So for me, it's like you a notch in the belt. So you want to hit, I want to hit too. Let's just get it over with. Cause I want to know what the hype is about. I want to know. So so it was like, all right. So when you came, like I gave you, you know what I'm saying, like my little number or whatever. And so I was like, no, he asked for my number. I was like, you don't need my number. I stay right there with Gamer. I was like, all you gotta do is walk around, knock on the door, and like when you're ready for me to come see your, to come to your room, I'll come up. Cause we're in the same building. I was like, you don't need my number. Just come there, just knock on the door. And he was like, oh, okay. So around he spot on Tuesday around 12:50, you came in, knocked on the door. And when you knocked on the door, Gamer was playing video games, and I'm sitting on the sofa too, watching him play video games, which is mostly what I did. If he wasn't in his office, he was right there playing video games. And so when he came and knocked on the door, Gamer he paused his game and put the controller down like this. And so when he put the controller down slow, looking at dude, looking at Jock, knocked at the door, he turned to look. He turned slow and looked at me and then squint his eyes. When you know. When you know your people, you know your people. And so he looked and he was like, why? He was like, why? Why? And I was like, he approached me. I stayed away. I did. He approached me. And he was like, it's not going to end well. Which I already knew. I already knew it wasn't going to end well. But at this point in time, as I told y'all, I'm unhealed. I don't care what happened to me, because at this point in time, I feel like God don't care what happens to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like I made it out. I made it out of Sodom and Gomorrah. I made it out of there. Whew, free. And I'm just wilding out. Literally wilding out. Like wilding out, wild out in high school. I wild out in college. But I had already experienced certain things, so to speak, but it was like more of I didn't care. In high school, I cared. And everything was structured, everything was maneuvered. But it was like how the tight hold my mama had on me my senior year, it was like party, whatever. Like I was down for whatever. Whatever. And so he was like, "You ready to go?" And I was like, "Yeah, let's go." And so Gim was like, "Where are you going?" And I was like, "I'm going to his room. We're just going to hang out." And he was like, "Please." And I was like, "It's gonna be cool. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine." Gamer was protective anyway because Gamer peeped Nightmare's game. So a lot of times Gamer would spend the night at my mom's house when I was in high school just to spend, like, he would be in school. He was in college. He would spend the night. So Nightmare wouldn't have like access to me, to the point where he had told my mom, he was like, "Why is he here? He need to go home. He need to stop staying here." That's my mom was like, "That's my nephew. Real blood nephew." Like, and you want him to go home. Like he peeped what was going on. Like, cause men could tell, like, when you are protective for like, this is my daughter, or protective like, this is my lady. And that was looking at me like I was his lady. His gamer picked up on it. I ain't have to tell him nothing. Picked up on it. So he would stay. Or even when it would Nightmare would be like, "Go take your bath," and Gamer would say, "I'm not going anywhere." Like I didn't have to say anything. Cause when I would have to take baths and I would be there by myself, I had to leave the door open. Like, y'all, anyway. Yeah, so it's like unhealed brain thinking that you know what I'm saying? Like I'm in control of this. When in reality, like I just want to take dominance back that was taken from me as a kid. Anyway, go up, like me and Jock go to the desk, and the desk is Professor's working. So when I come around the corner to go with Jock, because you had to, your guest had to be there to sign, he was like, now mind you, Professor's in this story, and he was basically noticed. He was like, "You are a bad chick." Like he noticed like a certain power. Women have certain power. Like women have certain power, chill. And so he was like, "Asia, what are you doing? What are you doing?" Like he's saying this literally in front of Jock, and I was like, "Just going up to his room." Like he invited me up to his room. He's like, "What are you doing, Angel? What are you doing, Angel? What are you?" What are you doing? I'm trying to stop laughing, y'all. I am. I'm so sorry, but it's like, again, I'm replaying this in my head. What are you doing? And I was like, "I'm just going up to." He was like, and he's holding on to the past. He's like, "Don't do this. Don't do this." I guess for them, it was like more of like, I'm becoming another notch in his belt, basically. But for me, it was like, I want to hit too. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to hit too. I want to know. I want to know. Like I want to know the height. I want to know the height. I want to hit too. Like it's like, and most of the times dudes don't get that when it comes down to females, because y'all don't see us as human beings. Y'all see us as property. Y'all don't see us as human beings and don't realize like we have the same feelings and the same wants that y'all have. We have too. We be looking at y'all just like y'all be looking at us. But a lot of times we don't say nothing, because if we say something and we put it out there and being honest about how we feel and what we want to do, "Oh, girl, you a hoe. Oh, girl, you a hoe." And the whole time you got 11,999 bodies on your peen, and I'm over here, I just got like 6. Right. Anyway. So I was like, It's cool. It's cool. And so he like, dang. He was like, I'm not that bad of a guy. Like, I'm not bad of a guy. And so Professor was like, I'm not talking to you right now. And I was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, shocked. And I was like, oh man. And he was like, don't do this. And I was like, it's cool. I promise you, it's cool. It's cool. So Professor, like, reluctantly gave me the pass. He didn't even give him the pass. It was his room. He reluctantly gave me the pass. And so, like, it's like the warning signs. But again, I want to hit too. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like we're going up to his room. And so we go to his room. Like, we sitting there, we talking or whatever. We playing around, tickling or whatever. I know absolutely nothing about this man. Nothing about this man. Like I said, it was more of, oh, I see you in passing. You want to come hang out with me? You had a time, you had a place set up. It's like, oh, okay, you want to hit. I want to hit too. I just want to know. For you, it's like, oh, fresh meat, not in the belt. Me, it was, you walk around here perfect jock, perfect gentleman, perfect everything. I want to know if everything is perfect. You already lost some points because the voice kind of killed a little fantasy about it, but okay, that don't mean nothing. Like, I already know you. You're not too bright because they keep saying you dumb as a doorknob. Well, I don't care. I don't want a relationship. I just want to hit. That's it. So we're in the room playing around or whatever, watching TV or whatever. And so, like, you tickling, I'm doing a little girl. Stop. Stop. Yeah, I can play the role. Like, it's like, sure, come on, hurry up. And so, like, we start kissing or whatever. Then you lose points on that because it's sloppy. It's sloppy. It's all over the place. It's all over my face. And I'm like, whoa, calm down. And the tongue's all over. It's like, whoa, calm down. Calm down. I'm like, calm down. Calm down. He was like, what? You don't like it? You don't like it? Calm down. And so I was like, slow down. Like, what? You in a race? Slow down. And so he was like, I mean, I've never had any complaints before. Slow down. It's like, all right. So you slow down a little bit. And I was like, that's a little better. Like, yeah, slow down. So when somebody's trying to tell you what they like, that's supposed to make the experience better. You're supposed to listen to both partners. Like, it's not just about you. It's about both people. So even if this is just wham bam, thank you, ma'am, thank you, sir. Listen, because I want to make this experience a good experience. The whole reason, like, I'm not taking my clothes off for none. I want to make this a good experience. Just in case I might want to come back just for that. I might want to spin the block. Calm down. So you slow down, and then he was like, oh, okay, you got a condom? No, don't you? No. So you plan on this and you ain't got no condom? Do not do this. So he was like, it's cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm clean. Do not do this. Always protect yourself. If this is not, I would say, if this is not your husband, if this is not your man, girl. When you are being intimate with somebody else, child, every time you lay down with them, you trusting them with your life. And I'm not even gonna front, even with a condom on, because herpes can be passed through sweat. Herpes can be passed through body contact. You do not have to have a open wound, open so herpes. You sweating enough, your body contact, and their virus is at a high situation. It's not low or dormant or almost non-detected, so to speak. They can pass it through sweat, sweets, through contact. So, yeah. Do not do this. Make sure you protect yourself. At this point in time, I did not. I did the dumbest thing ever. I did not protect myself. I did not. So I was like, yeah, it's cool. It's whatever. It's whatever. And so he was like, you straight? Yeah, I'm straight. You straight? Yeah, I'm straight. Do not do this. Mind you, I already had like warnings that you round here, like round town, everybody done had a swing on the merry-go-round. Everybody done had a chance on the merry-go-round. So you are community. You are the neighborhood, the community, and almost the world. Everybody done had a turn. Just like y'all and me talk about females, we talk about dudes too, and how quick and how easy it is to get you. I'm just saying. But do not do this. To the young girls, do not do this. Make sure you protect yourself. Make sure you have condoms in your purse. Don't wait for somebody to bring it to you. Don't wait for somebody to have it. Make sure you have condoms in your purse. It's best to have one and not need it than to need one and not have it. Same thing I tell my son. You protect yourself. Don't wait for somebody to be like, well, I ain't got one, so it should be cool. I'm straight. No, wrap up, strap up every time. Every time. Every time. Wrap up, strap up every time. Because I would say, unless you with your husband, unless you with your child. There's stories out there with how the husbands done brought some stuff. You know how many times working in medical I done seen like the wife sitting in the chair and I done been tested and that's how she found out he cheating and sleeping with. It's not funny. Anyway, yeah, so he dropped his shorts because most of the time dudes wear like the little basketball shorts, and he wore like the little basketball shorts and like the little t-shirts that show his muscle, because that was the whole point of him, advertising. And you walking around, you running, you know what I'm saying? So you got the body glistening all over your boy. You glistening in the sun, like you know what I'm saying? How y'all stare at Miss Parker, we stared at Jock like that. When he would run around campus in his afternoon run. So you drop your shorts, and I'm like, and my head is saying like, girl, you can get out of here. You can get out of here. You have ample opportunity. Regardless, there's already warning, mayday, get out of here, get out of here, get out of here, get out of here. He ain't even got no condom. Get out of here, get out of here. But nah, that ego it overpowered, and it was like, but I want to just to see, like, everybody talking about the height. Y'all got to stay away from him. Why? What's the height? Why I got to stay away from him? Why I got to stay away from him? Yo. So we like do horrible. Did not last long. Literally, it was like, girl, what's on? Wait, exhale. I could have had a V8. Whitney, you said, girl, I want to keep her at the zoo. What? Wasted by the count. Like that's it. So like I'm laying there and you like you did something, and I'm like, and I'm the type of person, as I told y'all, like I got a little male type situation going. I got up, put my clothes on, and be like, yo, I'll holler at you. I got something to do. And he was like, you good? And I was like, yeah, I'm good. So I'm looking, like when I'm opening the door, like I'm trying to listen to make sure nobody in the hallway, because I don't want nobody to see me coming out of the room. And so I'm looking like there's nobody in the hallway. I was like, I'll take the pass down there. Took the pass to Professor, and he looked at me. He was like, you okay? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, that. And I was like, And went in the room, went in Gamer's apartment, took a shower, sat on the sofa, and finished letting them watch games. Gamer was like, you okay? Yep. Y'all, a week or two goes by and that cookie snatch started talking. Oh, no. Started talking. Oh, no. Here come the discharge. Then here comes the sore. Oh, no. Oh, no. So I ain't saying ish. I ain't saying nothing. So at this point in time, like every campus, I don't know, it should be. every campus has like what you call like dang, what do we call it? Anyway, it's a medical situation where you can go there. Like it's where you can go medical. You can either pay out of pocket or basically you can have like, health insurance or whatever. So paying out of pocket is not really expensive. It's literally supposed to, they prefer you to come there. So I go there and get tested and come back and the lady was like, you have chlamydia. And of course, they go into the spiel. You should always use condoms. You should always use condoms. You should never, you know what I'm saying? Like go with sex unprotected, especially if it's somebody you don't like. I don't care if it's your partner. Real talk. That's what they tell you in medical. You should never do all of that. Hence, here comes my wake up call. Like, girl, what? Because at this point in time, I ain't never had no issue. Never had no issue. So this is and at this point in time, they also tell you in medical, you be very careful because this time is curable. So I hadn't seen Buddy, I hadn't seen Jock since, right? I ain't looking for you. I ain't calling you because the whole point was to hit. I was disappointed. It's nothing. So lo and behold, I'm leaving medical and I happen to see he was like, oh, hey, everything okay? No, it's not. And I was like, how many people you hitting? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Excuse me. What are you talking about? I'm grade A. I'm grade A. I say, you're grade A carrying a petri dish. You need to go get checked, go get you some medicine. I was like, because I just came out of there and I got chlamydia. Guess what? Oh, I need to go get checked. If you got chlamydia, that means you gave it to me. I said, you really think your reputation not flowing around here? You really think that they hadn't told me about you? I got a reputation. What are they saying? Are they saying I'm good at football? Are they saying I'm good at football? Do they say I look good? What are they saying? Bruh, go there, get checked. Did you tell anyone about us? No. And don't you? You don't want people to know? No. Why would you not want people to know that you were with me? Jock, they just told me I have chlamydia. The only person I got chlamydia from will be you. I haven't slept with anybody here. The only person I've slept with here is you. Chew. Chew. Now, this is before Baller. This is before Baller. I met Baller later on. This is before Baller. I'm trying to get my little feet wet. And here you are drying up the paint. Here you are putting a whole drought in this mug. You really are dumb as a doorknob. Like literally, all you care about is your looks. All you care about is what they're saying about you if it come down to football. All you care about what people think. But it's literally, I was like, no, your reputation here is not good. They already said that you're dumb as you look good, you dumb as a doorknob. You don't know nothing from nothing. You don't even know ABC 1, 2, 3. They literally warned me. They told me to stay away from you. They told me there will be another notch in the belt for you. And I was like, but I wanted to hit too. You just wanted to sleep. Like, you don't want to get to know me? No. But you need to go get meds before you pass that chlamydia around to somebody else. And I walked off. So I go and I'm hiding my pills, like, cause I got my purse or whatever. I'm hiding my pills because I don't want nobody to know, like, infecting me. And at this point in time, that was cool enough warning for me to, get your ish together. That was the warning. Get your ish together. You should have left anyway. You had plenty warnings. Get your ish together. So anyway, so I'm going like I done hit like cause I had a drawer in Gamer's room. So it was a drawer specifically for me. So I'm hiding the pills under the drawer and just taking the pills. Like when I'm getting ready to go shower, I'm taking the pills. Like nobody know I'm clean myself up. Like clean my blood up, clean my cookie snatch up because you done infected the cookie snatch with the petri dish. And it was my fault because I should have left. I should have listened to everybody, but I wanted to hit too. And then when you ain't had no condom, I should have left. I should have left. If I wanted to hit, I should have hit safely. Anyway, so yeah, it was like, but I ain't saying nothing, like I'm leaving what it is. And so Gamer, he had asked, he was like, yeah, old boy came knocking the door, he ain't been back since. What you do to old boy? And I was like, I ain't do nothing. And so he was like, "When what you thought it was?" I was like, "Yeah, pretty much." And he bust out laughing, and we laughed at that. That was literally like the conversation. And so I hung out with Rochelle. Rochelle was like, "Hey, come hang out with me." And so me and Rochelle hanging out. So she was like, she had asked, she was like, "Have you seen Jock around?" And I was like, "Girl, yeah, I seen him around. Ain't nothing too. I seen him around, yeah." Nah. So she was like, "What?" And I was like, She was like, "You slept with him?" And I was like, "Girl, yeah." And she was like, how could you, you're not married, it's not your boyfriend." I was like, "Girl, people sleep together." People sleep together every day, B. Like, I mean, it's like, it's common. I was like, there's really nothing bad about sex. I was like, that men teach sex like it's bad for women because they don't want you to have a lot of partners while they have plenty of partners. They don't want you to have a lot of partners. They want you to, I said, because that's the way they want to make you feel like that's your value. It's like, I don't want you to be ran through, and the whole time there's a line behind Buddy of how many people he slept with. Just saying. And I was like, girl, that's a man thing. It's to control how you show up for him. Has literally nothing to do with you. And I was like, but yeah. And I was like, it looked good, but there's nothing there. The elevator's there. It don't go all the way up. And so she was like, so it's true what people say? I was like, it's very true. It's very true. There's nothing there. There's no substance. There's no substance at all. No substance at all. So she was like, I can't believe you slept with him. And like she kept repeating it over and over and over and over. And I was like, girl. And so she was like, I can't believe you slept with him. And she was like, and then, if my dad finds out, your dad, which also let me know, because I hear a lot of dudes be like, if you have a father in the household, just because you have a father in the household, a 2-parent household, don't necessarily mean that shit is safe. Just saying. My dad was in house. My mom was married. My dad was abusive. Beat the crap out of my mom. She got married again. 2-parent household. Nightmare was there. Nightmare sexually assaulted me for 7 years. Dad in the household doesn't guarantee safety. Just saying. I really need y'all to stop saying that. Are there good men out there? Absolutely. Are there places? But stop making people or women feel like, oh, if your father wasn't there, or if he didn't pick you, you're gonna feel that's bullshit. Because most of the time, like those girls be in the house and listen to their dad talk crap about their mom, and they be listening to them, looking at their mama like, why are we here? It's safer without him. The stuff that y'all be taking just to say, oh, I'm married. You look crazy. Anyway. So yeah, so if she was like, my dad finds out that you're that type of girl, like he's not going to be very pleased with me, so I can no longer hang with you. And I was like, oh. I was like, well, okay, Rochelle, was nice meeting you. So she was like, where you going? And I was like, you just said if your dad finds out, you can no longer hang out with me. And so she was like, yeah. And I said, but when your dad calls, you're going to tell him. You're going to get his opinion. I said, because he controls you. No, he's just being protective. I said, no, girl, he's controlling. He's controlling. I said, because just because you wait until after you graduate for you to get married does not mean that man is going to treat you right. There's no guarantee that man is going to treat you right. I hope he does. I hope whoever you decide to marry, he's going to treat you right. And I was like, but there's no guarantee because I've seen it. I've seen it. When you agree to marry somebody, you don't think in your mind this person is going to be abusive. This person is going to treat me bad. You're thinking like this is just it's going to be a good look. Your dad is controlling and abusive. And I do not want you to put yourself in any type of danger because you are friends with me, because you're going to tell him, because she had to give a rundown of everything that she did when it came down to him. So I got up and walked out of the room. And that was the last time that I had talked to Rochelle or us hanging out. I would speak in passing, but that was us no longer hanging out. Anyway, and that is the story time of the college Jock. Yeah, I love you the most because you're definitely the dopest in real life. And I see you in the next one in our real talk again. Please protect yourself. Please have safe sex. If you are going to be sexual, it's sexual, what you call it, sexually active, please make sure you are protecting yourself, male or female. Females, put condoms in your purse. If you feel like, you know what I'm saying, like, oh, I just want to hit, because we have those feelings. They like to tell you, like, oh, girl, you shouldn't be giving up your body like that. If it's somebody that you have a rapport with, and it's somebody that you are dating, or even if you have a one night stand, child, they quick to tell you, oh, you shouldn't be doing this, you shouldn't be doing, girl, you shouldn't. I ain't gonna front, because it's just dangerous. But you also see people who are married, and it's dangerous, and it's DV all over the place. Yeah, even on Nightline and Dateline, in white people news, they're married and killing each other. So, at all costs, make sure you are protecting yourself. If you are sexually active, if you are in a relationship, make sure you are constantly, I don't care if you are in a relationship, I don't care if you're married, make sure you're getting tested every 4 to 6 months. Sometimes earlier than that, depending on how active you are. Feel me? All right. Bye. Oh, it's recording. How the Volturi be looking at y'all. Anyway,